Hi guys, bit of a different blog post today, nothing to put together or anything like that. I simply just want to come and share a little bit about what happened this week for me. If you've been part of Brave Girl for any length of time, you have heard me say the phrase, "we are stronger together." And today I want to talk about the importance of being part of a village, of being together and doing life together. And I just had a beautiful illustration of that in my world this week. And I want to tell you about that. So I have a fairly new friend, and I was due to have lunch with her this week, and we'd already rescheduled once. Life does that. And on the day we were supposed to have lunch, I got a text from her that was basically I'm not doing so good today, so can we reschedule? Can we put it off for another day? And in that moment I got that text, I had kind of a choice. I could go, woohoo, free time. Like, I can go and do what I want to do now, or watch Married with First Sight or whatever. Or I can dig a little deeper, realise that this is potentially invitation. And so I dug a little deeper. I sent a text back, and through a series of backwards and forwards of texts, there was just this sense that I was getting of, which we are all guilty of, which is putting the message, I don't want you to see me messy. I'm not doing so good, things aren't growing great, I'm a bit messy, and I don't want to see that. So can we reschedule to a time and a place where I'm a little bit more put together? And so I pushed back. I kept pushing back in a gentle manner and pushing back through those polite barriers and those fob off barriers. And I just said, I don't mind messy. I don't mind tears. Can I please help you so that we can get through this together? And I just got the shortest text ever back with just 2 little letters, and those letters were okay. And there's so much power in those 2 little letters in this particular scenario. And so what happened that day was beautiful and vulnerable, and there was just a real sense of sacred space for me when I showed up and simply sat and was with her in her messy and in her hard times. There was tears, we had laughter, we had sharing, we had encouraging. It was nothing laboured, there was nothing fixed or cured. It didn't require much, but we were both really blessed by it by the end of the day. And I want to encourage you, brave girls, all of us out there in the tribe, that life is hard sometimes for everyone, but loneliness and isolation and pushing people away from our messy makes it harder. And this day for my friend, which was a hard day, ended up being a beautiful day for both of us. Both of us were blessed by it. And it took 2 key things. It took one person to show up, and not to fix, not to solve problems, not with a superhero complex that says, like, come, I will come and save your day. Simply to show up, respecting the sacred space of vulnerability and just being there with them in that. And the second thing is that it took one person to let them in. And I was so proud of my friend for just sending that text, okay, and allowing me to come in, because it takes courage to let people in that space and to accept help. But it's so important to break down those barriers of isolation and loneliness, because what we're fighting in the hard times and the sad times, they're hard enough without those extra barriers as well. When we let people in to our hard, vulnerable, sad times, whatever we're going through, we can borrow strength from them and a little bit of courage from them. We can borrow some peace, maybe some sanity from them. We can get perspective. There's so much that we can get and borrow from other people in the midst of our hard times. And by the time they leave, if they've been with us physically, we just feel a little bit stronger. We can feel a little bit braver, and we can go, I can keep going another day, or maybe even another hour or a minute if it's really, really hard times. You know, in a time, in a day and age where we are so connected through technology, we can connect with so many people and find out what's going on in people's worlds through social media. We are becoming increasingly disconnected in our face to face contact and in our social interactions in person. And in order for us to really thrive at this thing called life, we need those connections and those interactions to be important and vital and prioritized and to be deep connections and not on a surface level. So all of that to say, my dear, precious, brave friends in our Brave Girl tribe, I want to put out a challenge to all of you who have managed to last through this video. Who can you reach out to this week in your village? Whether maybe it's to show up for someone, or whether it's to stir up your courage and reach out and ask for help and to let someone into your vulnerable place. I guess it's a call to come out from behind our devices and behind our social media portrayal of our life and break down some of those barriers and let people in and say, can you come and do real life with me? Can you just come and be with me? Or can I come and be with you? I can't fix your problem, I can't solve it, but I can show up for you. So let's be invested in each other's worlds. Let's show up for each other, and let's cheer each other on this week and really get strength and stir up courage for each other. I love you. I'm sending you lots of love and courage through this online blog. I'd love to hear your comments and below or on Facebook and what you think and how you feel about all of that. I love you, girls. Be strong.